Well, you guys asked for it. You wanted me to make another video. Jimmer's World on and off the field, part 2. There's Wolfcool impressions. Alright, get some partners! Partner up! D-line! D-line! Remember him! His football stick deck. 16, 32, Cooey! On sound. D! Too friendly! And during the summer we were doing our summer practice and we were doing drills and the wide receivers were down with Coach Wolfcool because he's used to having the linemen, the bigger guys, but he got the wide receivers, smaller guys. He said, "Yeah, I get the skinny little bodies, all right." And one day after school, when we were all lifting weights, Michael, Cole, Street, Parker, Joe, and I were all talking down there. And Coach Wolfcool was down there and asked, "Are you guys done gossiping?" I said, "No, we're just having a little friendly conversation." He said, "Jimmer, you're bullcrapping me." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." I had my hand on his shoulder, said, "Easy there, old fella. Going a little too far now." And he smiled at me and proudly said, "What, that you're bullcrapping me?" Another one also told me that Packer fans are annoying as heck. I said, "Are you calling me annoying?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Whoa, easy there, old fella. Going a little too far now." Here's my herd impressions. During the stretch, he always called Alex Dean the little giant. He's like, "Oh, the little giant! The little giant got in on Friday." And as we were doing the stretch, he'd say, "Break down! My wife's 6'4", 250! Here's my Horner impressions. Last year, we were doing special teams, and there was this guy standing right next to each other. He kept repeating it. "Don't stand to the guy right next to you! Don't stand to the guy right next to you! Don't stand to the guy right next to you! Don't stand to the guy right next to you! Don't stand to the guy right next to you!" So this is what I told him. I said, "You heard of Sammy Sosa? He turned white now. It's really creepy." I googled him up on my phone and showed it to him. It was really creepy, and I kept on talking about it. It kept going on about it. It was really creepy. And 2 weeks later, we rode the bus again because our game was away. I sat with Clayton Lego. He was my bus buddy. And I said, "Hey, Clayton, you heard of Sammy Sosa? He turned white now. It's really creepy." Then Rhonda was right there and she said, "Jimmer, you talked about that last time." I said, after one of our summer practices, Coach Puzzle said, "Bring it in." They all brought it in. He was trying to talk, but other players were talking when he was supposed to be. I was like, "Guys, quiet, quiet." And then he said, "Jimmer, round him up." And I got up, I said, "All right, everyone shut up!" He was also talking about the kids' camp. He said it should be fun. It's better. We had other options. We could have picked up. It was better than picking up garbage and then wiping butts and stuff. And I said, "Not interested in that." All right. Here's one on Ben Krieg. Ben Krieg always told me to shut up. Like he'd say, "Hey Jim," I'd say, "Yeah, Krieg." He'd say, "Shut up." And I said, "Krieg, you always tell me that. It's automatic. You gotta get that automatic stuff out of your head, or I'm gonna slap you silly." And in the locker room one day, he said, "Jim, let me see them nips." I said, "Wait. Hey, don't mess with these. You milk me like a cow? There's no milk in these. They're completely empty." Jeez. A year ago, at one of our team dinners, my two sisters, Leah and Caitlin, were helping serve the team dinner. And all of my football players lit up like a Christmas tree when they saw them, said that they're hot. And this is what I told them to do. Act like Stevan, the cool Steve. Go just like this. Go up to him and say, "Wake me, shake me, and break me, but baby, don't forsake me." And then they all died laughing, and then Dalton Kirk almost peed his pants. 2 years ago, after school, after I was done lifting weights, I was outside waiting for my ride. Then Ryan was going to his car, and snow was still on the ground. I was just bored, so I was waiting for a little bit. I decided to form a snowball, then throw it up in the air like this. And then I didn't mean to. I meant to throw it past Reiner, but I accidentally hit him right in the neck. He's like this. As he's walking, he's like, "Who just threw that?" I waved my hand and said, Jimmer, that was really dumb. I said, it was an accident. He said, how was that by accident? I said, I'm sorry. And then he said, you should be. You're lucky you're not my kid. Otherwise I'd beat the crap out of you. I said, what? And he said, shut up. And then he left. And then as he was leaving, driving his car, he jerked his car from side to side like this. Because he was mad, all right. He just about took me out. But you gotta give me credit, though. It was like a change up in the air. I judged the throw. It was perfect throw, perfect timing. Here's one with Dan Toma. Like, you see, before every game, I always gave my players a fist pound to encourage them, you know? I was going to Toma and say, hey, let's go get him. And then he's like this. He punched it as hard as he could to my fist, and it hurt. I was like, ow, why'd you do that? And he said, what? It makes you tougher. For practices, he kept on going on and on about the Bears and bragging about them and making fun of the Packers. I said, Toma, knock it off, or else I'm messing with your girl. And he's like all shocked. He said, he was disgusted with me, and he said, what did you say? Then he came up and punched me in the arm. Here's one on Austin Clemens. You know, one day when my mom and my sister were dropping me off for practice 2 years ago, he said, Jimmer, do you think your sister would go for me? I said, no, she wouldn't go for you. And he kept on asking me why, and I said, she's already married! And then Parker was right there, had a enormous kick out of it. And you know, and I also told Austin, I said, Austin, you know who you look like? You look like an Egyptian ruler or something. You have that really skinny face and that goatee that goes down like this. You look like the commander and prince over all Egypt. You know, you just need those staff, those sandals, and those robes. You look just like the commander over all Egypt. Here's my coaching impressions of the playoff game last year when they were freaking out the officiating. It was 4th and 5. We were in by like the 30-something yard line, and then, well, near field goal range, near their territory, and 4th and 5, he decides to take a chance to go for it on 4th down. He called 65 streaks. It was deuce left. Then Ethan was ended up on the left side. Austin was in shotgun formation, said, ow. Said, hit. And then he threw the ball to him. And then Ethan was interfered. And then Coach Simpson's like this. He's like, hey, come on! And then Coach Bustle's in the middle. He's like, pass interference! How do you not call that as pass interference? That's bullshit! And then the ref threw the flag for unsportsmanlike. He's like, just like this. Coach was like, I need to talk to you! I need to talk to one of you! 2 years ago, one of our practices, Reiner ripped one really loud. I was like, aww! They said, Jimmy, shut up! I was like, what? Someone farted. Said it was me. Quit acting like little 5-year-olds. One of our practices, we were in the locker room getting our pads on and stuff, and someone took my cleat. I was wondering who it was. I was like, guys, who stole my cleat? And they all said Jaeger did it. So I went up and grabbed a shirt like this, said, you steal my cleat, give it back to me. You don't steal my stuff. No, who did it? Was it you? And they said, no, it was Jack. I said, oh, I'm sorry for accusing you. You give me back my cleat. You give it back to me right now. Don't steal my cleats from me. Who stole it? Give it back. Then I found out who it was. I found out it was Jack. Then I put my hand on Sam Jaeger's shoulder and said, hey, Sam Jaeger, I'm sorry for accusing you. Last year, in the locker room, coaches were having their conversation, and I was the last one in there, so I decided to stay and listen. I was just like this. And Coach Jolson said, it's Jimmer, and I was like, they looked at me and I said, hello, and then Horner said, Jimmer, get out of here! I said, oh, come on!